So the religions alone does not only inhibit the changes in people mindset, but is irrelevant for change to spread in multicultural settings. And we see that the homophily in the Buddhist student reveals the trace of ethnocentrism in which people reject interacting with peers from religious culture, deny or minimize other cultures. If they avoid or rejecting networking or interacting with the others from different cultures and different religions, so our study suggests that these students may lack of the opportunities to develop their cognition and affection from people from different cultures. So, to cope with that, student needs to develop new skills, attitude, and knowledge to help them function better with the people with different culture. And that's a need of the intercultural sensitive of students engaged in cultural learning as well. So we suggest that more research should explore the relationship between religious belief with ethnocentrism and the lack of interest in cross-cultural interactions. And also the need for the intercultural sensitive students in the campus to acknowledge. That means that the campus choose have like courses at the very outset of their university life. So that's come to the end of my presentation. Okay, do you have any questions? Any comments? Any concerns or anything? Yes.
I'm not sure. I think you have to be careful about the correlations, like what causes what. Like I would think that if someone is very strongly Buddhist, then they would be less likely in general to have intercultural friends, right? Is that what your findings are showing?
Correct.
Yeah, but you just have a lot of variables, and it's not always clear. Like what if you're using correlation, that implies that one thing causes another thing. Right? Correlation doesn't mean causation.
Right.
So when you write it up, I think you have to just be careful that you can just say, instead of saying this causes this, you can say this group who have these characteristics kind of cluster together. Be more like a cluster analysis rather than focusing too much on correlation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not clear. Maybe the person who has the international outlook, that causes them to be less Buddhist. You can't say that being less Buddhist causes them to have foreign friends or something like that.
Right. Also, we should contact the other because this one we just more like the cross sectional. So we cannot find like the causal relationship between these variables.
Is your data show like each person's answers, right? Individually.
Right.
So you could say something like, because all your percentages, like 70% do this, 80% do this. Maybe you could break it down like 70% of the strong Buddhists do this, but like so 70% of the strong Buddhists do not have any international friends, but 70% of the weak Buddhists have international friends. So then that way, instead of the correlation, maybe you can
to see the strength between the strength of the belief holding, right?
Right. How that might affect something.
Yeah, right. Because some people, they don't really care about the religions at all, right? But they have a lot of friends, but something like that, right?
Instead of the percentages in the end were for everybody, right?
Yeah, right.
So it doesn't really show how it relates back to their feelings about religion.
Yeah, right. just presenting all in general that from that.
Right.
Yeah.
So just when you write it up, you can look at it different ways. But in general, I think it's a very interesting idea, because for sure in Christian culture, and it's not just religion versus religion, even within Christian groups, there's conflict.
Yeah.
Right? Like in England, Catholics versus Protestants have wars with each other. It's the same religion.
Right.
Okay, very interesting. Carry on.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much for coming.
And the crowd gives a standing ovation.
Thank you.
Wow, every 100% of the people in the crowd give a standing ovation.